Well, good morning. It is morning. It is, let's see, how does it go? Friday, November 25th. Is it 25th? No, I think it's the 24th. I don't remember the full quote now. You're north of Denver, Friday, November the 24th, at 11 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's 7:30 in the morning. Um, so, as you might be able to tell, it's snowing. We got a big snow. And by big, I mean this is really the first one. We had a snow not too long ago, but it came and went very quickly. This one's lasting a bit longer in the fact that it started snowing sometime overnight last night and will continue until Sunday. It's Friday. I believe the next 2 days are forecasted for snow. We'll see how well that goes. But why am I out on a Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, even? Well, I don't have a super good answer. The weather's not good. I'm not seeing wildlife. I'm not dressed for wildlife. But I do have some camera stuff, and I am going to do something. I've driven outside of Denver, up north, kind of where I got off at the same exit, the St. Vrain State Park. We went there back as soon as we moved. And my plan is kind of to end up there again, I think. But I'm also just kind of floating around looking, checking some stuff out. If there's one place that they're probably not plowing, I would have to guess it is a state park. Not anytime soon. So I'm not super, and I might not wind up going there. So far, I'm sticking to roads that are, I checked. It was all powder so far. It's not perfect conditions or anything like that. It is still snowing. It's coming down pretty decently. Actually, I have the GoPro. I think I pressed the wrong button there. Yeah, it's the button on the top in order to get it to. I don't really need to set the time and date, do I? Fine, I just said it. It's November the 24th. 24. Nope, 24. This is annoying. 2023. At 7:37 in the morning. I was rounding. I don't really want to do that. I just wanted to record a clip of the Weld County Southwest Service Center. That's the building I've pulled into, just driving around, getting off the main road where people are trying to do things, because I'm just puttering, and I've puttered my way here. There actually does look to be a big enough area over off to the side, but they've been plowing, clearly, this parking lot, so nobody's here. I'm not bothering anybody. I don't think the service center is, if they're open, I don't know what the service center does, but my assumption would be this is where they put on events and things, like a community center, right? So are they going to have anything today? I highly doubt it. But are they having anything at 7:30 in the morning? No, they are not. There are just a few cars in the parking lot that have been here a while. They've got some snow on them. One of them's a police car, or a sheriff, then. So, there's that. But I thought I would do some driving around, no, I don't want GPS on there, and now turn off until I start driving again. I thought I would just do some landscape. I've been uninspired by the landscape that I've seen, because it's not really the mountainous forest type thing that I'd like to see. The mountains aren't huge, but I think I was spoiled from being literally up the mountain, where you go and the views are all over the place. And of course I didn't appreciate it that much. There were times where I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then I got used to it. And then, now that it's just pretty much, once I get outside the city, it's all plains. The mountains are in the distance, and that can be pretty. There's no visibility today, so that's not going to happen. But I thought of all of this, and I'm coming up with excuses as why not to do something. And the only thing I can really tell you about why I am doing it is to equate it to something I can't show because I don't have the rights to it. But there's an episode of Barry, a TV show on HBO. Fantastic show. What a good show. But there's a point where he's just, it's a bit of a meme because they made a gif of that moment where he just is slamming his hand into his head or is it his finger, his hand? I don't remember, but he's just like in his head being like, I have to do this. That's what I feel. I was feeling that last night. And also, I got off work early on Wednesday. I guess this is a personal vlog? Yeah, I guess so. This is just going to be a long-winded thing. I even set up, I've got my lav on, and I actually wore this jacket specifically. Not that it's certainly snow-proof. I could have worn a snow jacket, but then those are big and bulky, and I don't think it's really necessary. It's not that cold. It's like 19, so it's not that bad even. And anyway, this one has interior pockets, and 2 of them, so I can put my battery bank and my pocket recorder for my lav mic. So I can just let that go the whole time and just ramble for hours. Got off work early on Wednesday, and we went to 2 used bookstores. That was really cool. And I haven't been into used bookstores in years and years, and now I went in and I went, all right, they're used bookstores, so it's you get what you get, right? Whatever they happen to have. It's kind of a fun adventure that way to look around. And I'm looking and I'm going, all right, what's everything I would buy at a used bookstore? First of all, really cheap, discounted, but also older, vintage looking books, I guess. Ones that aren't truly, like, there were some really cool things at some of the bookstores, but they were priced appropriately for vintage books. They are expensive. Ones that are worth money are like $25, $50, $75, $80, $90, and that was just what I happened to see. And there were ones that probably were worth even more. I'm going to have the car going. Apologize for the noise, but I do want the defrost just to keep the windows from getting too frosted over. Anyway, so I'm looking for older books. I know it says tire pressure. Tire pressure's okay. We just got a little cold. I'll top it off after the snow. Because I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. That's the... Stop. I need you to not play music whenever I turn the car on. That's going to get annoying. How do I just stop you from playing altogether? I actually don't know if that's possible, because it's kind of an automatic, hey, here's where you left off. Anyway, so I went to a used bookstore. That was a nice little treat, just to, pop in, see what was around. I did get a couple more. The books are for my bookshelf specifically, not my actual reading bookshelf, but I'm kind of creating just more of a prop, a fake one. I'm doing a whole aesthetic in my bathroom, where I put little candles that look like flame and little LED lights that look like little candles, and darker colors, and I put paintings or pictures up on the walls that I got at a thrift store, and I wanted to do an entire library thing, and it stems all from, I had to buy a new shower curtain, an exterior one, and I was looking at it going, plain. Oh, that one's all like books. What about library bathroom? But anyway, so I put a little bookshelf in there, and I'm going to fill it up with books that I don't actually read. So I found a couple of those, some bigger. I especially want the look of older leather-bound ones, but actual leather-bound are expensive, so that's not really happening. But anyway, they had a couple free ones in a box, in a basket by the door saying, please take these, no one wants them. And so I grabbed a couple of those, and I bought some for $1 that were discounted. Those were based on looks. I got an Ansel Adams book. Ansel Adams, a photographer, famous photographer, and I really, really like everything he's done. I've been hugely inspired by what... Anyway, I have some already that I've read that he's written, and others. This one was like a museum collection. So I guess paintings that they have put up, pictures that they've put up of his in the museum. They did a collection, and I have the book of that. And I saw another one that I already have that I've forgotten the name of, but I remember the color of it. Anyway, I got that and looked around at some things, and that was, what are the things I'm interested in? What would I either use or would want to own? I want to own all the Ansel Adams books that I can get my hands on. I really enjoy just flipping through and looking at the pictures and everything there. That's really cool. I looked in gardening for like bonsai. I'm learning that as much as I can. Those plants are coming along nicely. My little tree and shrub and whatnot, they're surviving. I'm working on it slowly, little by little. Then it's like sci-fi, fantasy, fictional writers, everybody there that I anything, I typically wind up reading anything new on the tablet first, and then if I go, oh, I like this, I'll buy it physically to put on a bookshelf, and maybe one day read the physical copy if I need to, but otherwise it just sits there. So yeah, that was a nice little time out. And then Thanksgiving was yesterday, which meant that I sat at home and played video games, and we did something different. Instead of trying to, and I really like this actually, it worked out quite well. This could easily be a new tradition for us going forward, but for the two of us, because all our family's back on the East Coast, and we haven't made any friends up here that we would go do Thanksgiving stuff with, and there's also been a pandemic going on. But anyway, for this year, we usually do a big thing, and I think last year we did Mexican. We cooked enchiladas and dip and all kind. We did a whole Mexican spread because I'm a huge a huge fan of Mexican food. I like it. I like the cuisine. I really like that, or American Mexican, I suppose, because I don't think I make anything traditional. But anyway, I was definitely born into the wrong culture. Or would it be different if I had been? If I was raised on full Mexican food all the time, which is very interesting to hear from people who have been raised that way, would I not appreciate it? Would I have switched to something else just out of boredom? I don't know, but I like tortillas a fair amount, and I've made them once myself successfully. They were okay. They weren't great. They were too thick, and the reason for that is that I was just using a cutting board to press down on them. I did not have an actual. I'd like to get a tortilla press at some point. If I did that, I think I'd make my own. But at this point, I just pretty much regularly buy tortillas to have on hand. I made a breakfast taco this morning because we needed eggs for our Thanksgiving, but we only needed 2. So the extra eggs that we got, I'm just eating for breakfast. I don't usually wind up eating eggs, but yeah. Anyway, for Thanksgiving this year, we did a lot of the traditional stuffing, green bean casserole, mac and cheese. I like cranberry sauce. I get that. I just get the jarred. I've made it fresh, but this time was also trying to be lazy. Mashed potatoes, gravy. I think that's everything. Yeah, we didn't wind up going for trying to get a plant-based meat this time. Because there just aren't that many good options from what I've seen of like a cutlet. We get like nuggets or pieces. That works better, but when you try to put it into one big piece, it doesn't work quite as well. So there aren't that many options for something like that, and honestly, we don't need it. But we just skipped straight to it. Throughout all of yesterday, starting in the morning, just whenever we kind of felt like it, in between playing games and hanging out, just went and made one of the dishes and then put it in the fridge. The entire idea, we decided to skip straight to it. Instead of trying the stress of, especially just for 2 people, but trying to get everything together, all of those things I just named, all 5 or 6 dishes, getting all of them cooking at the same time so everything's hot and ready and all there, done at the same time, it was so much easier and so much better, and I really liked it. Where we still got to eat all those things, and we just made them throughout the day and had like a bite of the mac and cheese when it was hot, or the stuffing, or whatever it was while it was hot. And then everything went in the fridge. And when it was dinner time, we were ready, pulled everything out, and just made leftover sandwiches. Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches is quite a thing. And that's what we did. We just took all the things. They're meant to be cold anyway because they're leftovers. So assembled them all into big, thick slices of bread that we had a loaf of bread like that. I thought about making it, but I wanted good bread and not the one I make, which is okay, but not great for sandwiches. I don't have the right loaf pan for it. But anyway. Put everything into there. The sandwich, the bread, we toasted the bread and then loaded it up with all the different things and just went straight to that. And I made a plate because I was going to be hungrier than just one sandwich, but I did make a plate of all the normal food, all the food that we cooked that I reheated in the microwave. And it was delicious. That was a perfect, really hit the spot. I was really enjoying that while I was eating it. And I really hadn't had much yesterday because I knew that would be a bigger thing. So I got that. And then, dessert, just got some ice cream, and she made a strawberry cheesecake that was excellent. Never made a cheesecake before. She did a really good job. That was fantastic. Quite looking forward to that as leftovers as well. We got plenty now, so I got that. And then speaking about Mexican, today's lunch, we kind of planned out to make one thing a day, and then the leftovers will carry us forward over this holiday, but holiday weekend, I should say. So the other thing that we made... No, today we're making Frito burritos. Mexican culture, right? That's definitely a thing that they do down there. They get Fritos and put them in it. No, I highly doubt it. But it's good. It's really good. I'll probably pressure cook some beans to go in mine. I don't know if she wants that, but I do. I could do a mix of black beans and pinto beans. That's pretty good. That'll come out well. And some rice and cheese. We got queso. We got the Fritos. We got burrito or tortillas. Yeah, all that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. And I don't know if that's lunch or dinner today. But anyway, that's the food side of things. I'm playing Diablo 4. I got in that mood. I think really once I recorded the Capitalism Ho for Path of Exile, I was like, oh man, I do kind of want to get back into a game like this. And then last weekend I finished up 2 of the video games I've been playing, for like one on the weekend and one during the week and something like that, depending on what I have time for. One more actively and one more like, I'm putting this on and I'm going to listen to a podcast while I do it. I finished both of them entirely. Well, more or less. Starfield is, I don't want to say never ending, but I've finished all the main quests and everything to the point where I can call it done, and now I'll just pop it on when I'm in the mood to just fly around and explore, because that is a fun game to just do that in. But anyway, that's what I did. I've now switched over. I bought Diablo 4 because it was on sale and I was in the mood for something like that, and I'm playing that. And I haven't actually, I've been thinking about, did I talk about it in something I recorded recently? I may have, that, holidays a time for family and friends and loved ones type situations, and that's something we typically do, or we've tried to, and it keeps falling off. I don't know if we'll wind up even playing games. Maybe there's talk about it. There's certainly talk, but then when it comes down to it, all my family back there, they're just in-person stuff. Everything they're doing is in person. So they go have their in-person Thanksgiving and everything there, and then obviously being virtual is not the same. I don't mind it. It's never bothered me. So we'll see. At this point now, I'm trying to keep spirits high because I do want to play games. It's always a good time. It just seems to happen less and less the years go on, which we're all old, so I get it. But at the same time, we're all old and we still make time for it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It was a touch of a Discord yesterday, just for a brief 20-30 minutes of a call with some of the siblings, and that was it. I played games all day, but nobody else was available. So we will see if people want to play games today when I go back home. But I want to do stuff for me and not rely on others. And so that means that I'm out here looking for landscape. I usually would say looking for wildlife, because that's typically what I wind up doing. But today is not that day. Today we are looking. I wonder what that truck is doing that I see coming. Today, I'm going to go out and look around and see what kind of landscape. I'm going to try to find something interesting enough that I want to record. I'm not inspired by the landscape, and I think if I give it a shot, maybe I can find something to be excited about. I can't say that for certain. I don't know for 100%, but that is my hope, is that I can find something like that. I think if I force myself and I just go, well, let's figure out what it is about it that I would like. I don't know. I really don't. I'm just kind of playing around with it and trying to figure it out as I go, trying to see if I can find something that interests me in something that doesn't. Because when I think about it in the plains and stuff, that's cool. And I was definitely more excited about it when we first moved out here, and Wyoming was just all plains. There was a few mountains, and you could see them in the distance, obviously, but it didn't really grab me in the way where I was like, oh, what a beautiful landscape. Let me stop and get a camera. I have to record this and capture this moment. And I do that anyway when I'm going out and seeing things, but there hasn't been too much that's really made me go, wait, look at this. And if you watched the last video, which I don't blame you if you don't, I don't blame you if you're not watching this one. I've already been rambling for almost 20 minutes. I've thought of a new way to play around with the equipment that I have, and I really want to try to do something with the landscape and the gimbal and the slider track together. I think that could look really cool to have moving shots in both directions. And so I got really excited about that, but then I was not feeling well when I thought about it, and I've been sick. I'm finally feeling better. It was only like a week. I don't know why. I think it was because it was back to back, where I thought it was gone and then it came back. But I'm back up to 100% now, and so yeah, it would be really cool to find something today. I was hoping the snow might let up a little bit here. It was just a couple inches of powder this morning. I was kind of hoping that it would cease while I was sitting here talking. It said we'd get another 2 inches over the next couple hours, which it's going kind of heavy. The camera's okay. The camera would be fine for the snow. The camera's weather sealed. The gimbal is probably not. I don't think the gimbal is going to be happy with being out in the snow. That I'm not 100% on. And the slider track is just some gears. I mean, there's nothing. It's just things that spin on the track, so that's not a problem. I'm not worried about that at all. But yeah, definitely the gimbal might be an issue. And if I cover it with, like, I do have some weather covers more for rain than anything. But if I do that, then the audio wouldn't come out because it's just, I mean, not that there's really going to be great audio anyway. Well, I mean, you get the silence and the stillness, the sound of snow falling. But it is kind of heavier right now, so I don't know. I'm debating. There's another truck. Are those two trucks meeting? Maybe. Truck bros. It's possible. It's also definitely possible that that's not the case. And that's not offensive. It's fine. Well, it could very well be people, oh, you know what? We're moments before 8 o'clock. It could be workers waiting to get into the building. I'll tell you what, today, as with every year for many years now, I am thankful that the job I have and the situation I'm in, I was able to get away from retail, because there's nothing worse than Black Friday. Oh boy, I worked a couple Black Fridays. Oh boy. The bookstore I worked at, that was the first retail job I got, I would say out of high school, but because I was homeschooled, it's not really, but after turning 18, moving out and getting a job on my own, worked at a bookstore. That wasn't too bad. They didn't have anything. It was just really early shift and so many people and just nonsense and nonstop. It was really the beginning of the holiday season at the bookstore was just nonstop. Like, you would go pretty much every weekend throughout December. The weeks would be busier than they usually were during the week, but the weekend was almost nonstop. Like, you would go and you'd clock in and you would start recording. What? You'd start your till, your retail. And then just go until you clocked out again. You get on the... Okay. That guy got out of his truck and was walking, and I could not figure out why. Yeah, it would be nonstop customers. Usually you'd have a break, it would not be slammed, but you would get on there and your 6-hour shift would go by. Not quite like that, but you would not stop moving the entire time. You would not stop doing anything the entire time that you were there. It was ridiculous. And then there was Walmart. I worked at Walmart. That was not fun. Black Friday at Walmart was ridiculous. I managed to get out of there before the second one, but it was like by a week or two. It was it was November when I got a different job and was able to get away from that. But the first time I was there, I'd started like in November, beginning of November, and so I've got a couple weeks of training, and then they're like, all right, well, it's back for Black Friday. You're working overnight, so come in at your normal time. It's a normal shift. That's what my shift was. But you're not doing produce like you usually do. You're just, whatever we need you to do, you're doing it. And what I needed to do was stand on guard to help. The madness of Black Friday, where they brought out pallets onto the floor with things that were sealed that said do not open until midnight. And then people just crowded around them anyway, putting their hands on stuff, being like, I claim this is mine, which doesn't mean anything. But then they had to go and cut open the pallets at midnight and let people, and like it was madness. It was absolute madness. The manager, I remember we had a big guy manager. I mean, like tall, large man who got up to stand up on top of people and make an announcement and was yelling. We had the police there to watch because they knew what was going to happen. This is like, I mean, it's the way that they kind of forced on that situation by making it a thing at midnight and making people have to do that and making it this mad rush. But that was something the guy, like, he got up, the manager was like, we're all going to remain calm. We're going to cut this open. No one's going to get hurt. We're going to do this very calmly and everything. And we're going to it's a first come, first serve, but we're all going to be civilized about it. That's not what happened. They cut it at midnight, and half the people there were there to get stuff that was not on that much of a sale. We did have fights break out over towels. Tea towels, I think, from what I heard. I was not on that one. I was over with a pallet that had printers. There were a couple of them. It was printers and things like that. I remember seeing we the employees, we were very much instructed that we are not allowed to touch people. You're not allowed to break up a fight. You're not allowed to do anything. All you can do is be intimidating and stand there and say no very firmly. That was what we were as instructed as employees. That's what the police were there for. And then we direct the attention of the police. And the manager, I mean, to be fair, that manager probably would have gotten in trouble. I definitely saw him at one point. After the madness, he cuts open the thing. Everyone rushes in. It's this whole grab. There's everybody. It's utter chaos, insanity that's going on. And I remember him specifically yelling, stop it, be calm, doing things like that. He climbs up. He's on the pallet of stuff, handing things out to the people who are calm and rational behind him because he's big enough to get in. And there's some kid, a teenager, you know, probably young 20s or something like that, like jumps up onto there. And I just see him grab the kid, like this, by not really the scruff of the neck, but in two places on his back, and just toss him into the crowd to get him off of there because he's up there trying to hand out the stuff. And they're screaming and yelling, and there's people. There wasn't a fight there with that, but it was just this madness rush of this stuff. And I remember that. You're talking about more than 10 years ago now that I'm remembering this from. I'm sure nothing has changed. I refuse, because of this, I refuse to do anything on Black Friday. I didn't even want to come out today. I just avoid it entirely. Thankfully, I'm far enough outside of the city here. There's not a huge rush for Black Friday shopping, and I would hope that, given the prevalence of online shopping, that it would be different. But anyway, I remember that. And I also remember seeing a friend of mine that I knew from the bookstore and things like that, who was also in there, who's like, man, can you believe this is ridiculous? Hey, I didn't even know you worked here. I was like, yeah, I just started, and we're chatting. We see that stuff. He's also a big dude and could easily barrel through people to get to whatever it was he wanted. And so we're there, and so they're like the electronics pallets, right? So there's printers and things like that. There's also desktop computers, because I remember him very specifically. There's just this mad dash of these people in front of me, of this crazy, like, of this stuff. And it starts, like, milling out a little bit. And he's standing there next to me. We're kind of talking. We're back off the side, right? Like, if you can imagine the aisles of a Walmart, not like the individual grocery aisles, but the big, walking through, they put stuff in the middle. Most of that was just the pallets. What's in the middle that's usually displays, they've been cleared out, so it's just these wrapped pallets of some of them. But then you've got all the room on the side, and we're standing off to that point, off to the side there. So there's a good 10, 15 feet before me. And we're standing there, we're doing this stuff, and this mad dash of people shoving and pushing and yelling and screaming. And, half the people there, I think I started saying, half the people there are there for stuff, half the other people there are just there with their phones out to witness and record. And it's like adding on to this and causing the fights. And it's all insanity, and none of it needs to happen. All of this is going on, and there's just an opening, like it kind of just this sea of people of this madness just opens up, and they're sitting on just like the corner of the pallet is a desktop computer. And the guy's like, sweet, my buddy, a friend of mine who I know is just like, alrighty, and just picks it up, like just took a few steps up, grabbed it, no one around, no one doing anything, and was like, cool, and turned around and walked back. And just like, I remember being like, nice, because he was just very calm and rational, and the guy managed to grab something he wanted just like that. But absolute madness. I am thankful every year that I don't go anything to do with that. I refuse to spend any money on Black Friday. I don't do anything to it. I don't try to support it in any way. And there's nothing good on Cyber Monday either usually. But anyway, I've never been one of those, like, I have to wait for it to be on sale to get that stuff, because it's not worth it. the small discount that, what, like, again, I said there legitimately was. We had 2 incidents at the Walmart I worked at. This is just a Walmart just outside. It's not even Metro Atlanta. We're back in Georgia at this point. I'm 10 years ago, but it's far up north. It's like an hour and a half outside of the city. Just a Walmart there. It was a college town. I mean, that, like, the college was across the street is what I mean by that. So, you know, there was that. So we have young kids, I guess. We had a fair amount of people coming in from that. I'm just thinking of the clientele who typically populated them. We had a fair amount of college-age kids coming in there, which is what the age I was at that point. But anyway, we had 2 incidents. One of them was the fight over towels. I did not witness that. I didn't witness either of them. What happened back there with like, besides grabbing the kid, nobody was harmed or anything. He knew what he was doing, and he just tossed him to get him off of the pallet and keep him, because he was harming, like, he was not only going to put himself in danger by trying to climb up on top of a pallet, but it was also not what was supposed to happen. Anyway, yeah, I remember him getting thrown. I remember that. But what the 2 incidents for we had paramedics out front. We're like, oh great, what happened? There was a fist fight, supposedly over towels. I also heard people saying that it was over, like, we heard yelling and screaming from the actual electronics department, and they were like, oh, that's the Wii games, because I think the Wii had released at some point. I don't remember what year this was either, 2011 or 12 maybe. I don't fully remember the years. It's been a very long time. But yeah, absolute madness. And then someone got trampled. That was the other thing, and they had the paramedics for them. Just like completely, like, the surge of people leaving. I don't even think it was people coming in. Maybe it was them coming in, because they did close down. There was a huge crowd. They closed down because it was Thanksgiving, right? It's Black Friday. I go in. My normal shift is 10 o'clock, and I believe they open the doors at 11, because we had a chance to go in. This eerie stillness, because there are no customers in the store. And even when you're working overnight, there are customers in the store. It's a 24-hour Walmart. But there's just this eerie silence as you walk through, and everybody's on edge. All the workers know what's coming, because most of them have been there before. You know, there's a few young kids like me who've never gone through this, and we're just like, what are we even doing? It's all hands on deck. So, you know, people who don't work overnight are there for their shifts as well. They've got, you know, the people who are staying late. They had people in there. It's ridiculous how early people had to get there on Thanksgiving as it is. But anyway, they had to prepare all this stuff, get it ready, unload the trucks. And there's a silence. And then, yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, stuff went on sale at midnight. No one was allowed to check out before then. Maybe they opened self-checkout, but no one was allowed to get any of the... I don't actually remember. They didn't have all the lanes open. Maybe they did have all the registers open. I was at the back of the store. It was madness. That happened at midnight, and it was pretty much nonstop, just crowd control for hours, which I'd done security before, so I at least had familiarity. I wasn't thrown into the deep end as far as that, but nobody else there did. I did convention security. I went to Dragon Con and conventions and did security, and was, you know, essentially a bouncer for things like that. I was no stranger to any of that, but I also did not appreciate being put in that situation. It's not what I signed up for when I wanted to work at Walmart. I didn't really want to work at Walmart, but it was more pay and it was something to do. Anyway, yeah, I think when they let the people in, I guess at 11, so that they wouldn't be standing outside and they could go put their hands on pallets and touch things and not actually shop for anything and wait, and they let them in, there was a huge, like, surge of people just all cramming in through the doors at once, and just that mad rush of people in a group. I never am comfortable in crowds. So anyway, yeah, I believe someone got pushed and knocked over and then trampled on from other people. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know the paramedics were there because of that. And then there was a fist fight with some people, supposedly over towels. I don't know about that. I can't verify because I didn't see that. What I saw was a kid get thrown, and managers, and just the sea of people over electronics, and it was not, but like, just utter chaos. Utter and absolute. It's the only time. I never did any Black Friday stuff before then. I think if we did anything, we were like, going out. I'd heard about it. One of the stories I remember hearing was from a neighbor who did the Black Friday. I remember at least one year, and there was a Tickle Me Elmo, and he's like, I saw 2 old ladies duking it out over, and he like legitimately meant, like, he painted the picture of these 2 old ladies, like senior citizens, each with a hand on this on this Tickle Me Elmo, the last one on the shelf or whatever it was, and they're just swinging at each other, throwing punches to get this thing. And he would always paint that as the picture of like, this is what Black Friday is like. And I went, well, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm not interested. I'm sure at some point, maybe before then, before I worked at Walmart, if I did go out, it would be like Friday, late morning or something like that. Late or afternoon or something, but not early in the morning. I didn't get up early anyway. I did not want to do that. That was quite a struggle for me to get up to switch to overnights. But anyway, I am so thankful that I don't have anything to do with that again. I will do anything in my power to avoid working retail at the holidays. It is absolute nonsense madness. And it's not necessary. The discounts aren't that good. It's not like they're giving anything away. It's not free. You're still paying. You're just saving a little bit. And is it really? Like, I've never seen anything that was like, oh man, I have to have that. And I have to have it at that price. No, it's not that much. Anyway, snow still isn't really letting up that much, unfortunately. So do I get out here or do I drive a bit more? I don't know. I guess I could go walk. I don't think I want to bring the gimbal out with it snowing quite this much. I mean, I could. It wouldn't be that bad. You know what? This is the whole reason I'm here. I'm going to glove up. I'm going to put my gloves on. Take a drink of water. I can actually see on the map where I'm parked that the state park, the St. Vrain State Park, I recognize Pelican Pond here on the map, is directly across. There's the highway. There's the major Interstate 25 before you get to it, but it's just on the other side there. I can see it on the map. But there is a kind of little water area right behind me. And there's a trail and there's a bridge. I saw the thing said the trail may flood, which is interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna grab the stuff. Most everything. Yeah, the camera's good. All right. That means I'll stop the video here for that, and the audio will continue for a while. And then I didn't really plan this too well. Because I thought I would just let the audio run since I put it on my pocket. But if I do that, there's no video component to it, and that's boring. But I don't want to put the backpack on and do all that, so maybe I won't. Maybe I'll split it into two things. Yeah, maybe whenever I stop the video, I'll start a new audio clip, and then that will become a rambling man, because that is literally me just rambling. Yeah, alright, I guess I'll do that then. Those are for Patreon only, for those who want to just listen to me ramble about whatever topic's on my head. So you'll get even more there as to a succinct clip if you want to do that for some reason. Anyway, this is a good pausing point for now, and I'm going to go see about getting some landscape of the snow. The water and the snow, maybe. I'll go take a look, and if nothing else, I'll just walk very slowly and carefully over to the bridge and look around. We'll see. Alright, just getting warm here. There are a surprising number of people pulling up trying to use the Weld County Southwest Service Center that were unable to. Here we go. So, not too bad. Not too good either. I've discovered I forgot something at home that was rather important to what I'm doing. The gimbal entire thing can be controlled on it, but it's a lot less intuitive and useful in my opinion than it is with the Xbox controller. That was the entire point of the controller. I brought the controller. I forgot the phone that I used to. The only way you control it is through a mobile device. And if you missed the other video where I talked about it, the mobile device, the app has been pulled off the Play Store for security concerns because of how much data they collect and then share with others. in theory, it is a Chinese-owned operation there, and so it's very possible. Let me get this going. It is possible they're sharing it with military or, I don't know, the CCP? I don't know. The point is, I'm not putting it on my main phone. I've already discussed that. I've already decided that's not happening. What is happening is it's on a phone that's basically wiped and blank. So, without that, I can't use the Xbox controller. I wish I could just plug it in and control it. That would be super useful, but I have to have a mobile device to be that intermediary connecting between the two. A lot of cars parked on the side of the road over here, which is interesting. Cross traffic does not stop. Understood. Let's go away from the highway because I don't think there's anything out there that I need to go. Yeah. I think that connects you to a frontage road. Anyway, we're going around some apartments, condos, apartmentos, something like that. That leads you into their building there. Go this way. But there was a little trail right there next to the service center. We are across from the St. Vrain Park, as it turns out, after I was looking at the map, which I said before. So that's cool and neat. Mostly I think my plan is to just kind of drive around, get a look, see if there's anything that inspires me. I like the look of these buildings. I don't know really anything about architecture, but it's certainly something. Crows. You're cool. Whew. Alright, well, you're probably going to want to go faster, aren't you, since you're sitting there waiting, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm taking my time, going nice and slow. So we'll see. Maybe we'll pull over up here at the next intersection. Anyway. There's water over to the side, but I don't know if there's any way to get there. There were some nice trees. There were two trees. Oh, good, they turned. Of medium build height. I don't know. That's cool, but that is all closed off there where they're doing some kind of construction. Let's see. Let's go left, I guess. The park is over to the right, but again, I highly doubt that the park is going to be cleared. And I don't want to get stuck, which is why I'm kind of sticking to anywhere that's been paved, anywhere that's, trafficked or prepared for such, something like that. I have a better chance of not getting myself into a situation where I am stuck and have to be rescued, which is exactly why I would have avoided going out today entirely. Right lane closed ahead. Okay. Got it. I'm not in the right lane. Good to know. Wait, where? Huh. The turn lanes. Closed for what's on the side there. Looks like a bunch of construction. Anyway. Yeah, so we're just kind of looking for anything that inspires me, anything I can get to, anything kind of cool or neat. Landscape. I'm not going to be able to see the mountains today. Not going to be able to see much. That water was neat. The tree looked nice. The trees are pretty cool. Well, where's the right lane closed? Because I'd rather be in the right lane, taking my time and going slowly. But I don't. They said it was closed. Maybe it's not. That's cool. That must have been a cornfield over off to the side. I know you're kind of looking out the front. Well, alright, I guess there's a big open field, but I don't think I can just pull over right on the side like this. It'd be neat, but I don't don't think I can. It's not the best of ideas to just be on the side of the road because they're plowing actively and things like that. So a big field there. That stuff. Oh, you know what? I could go there. I could go right there, couldn't I? Yeah, I think I could. I think that's the entrance to that. Oh, there's a bridge there. That's cool. All right, let's go up and turn around and go back. We can turn at this light, I'm sure. Yes, there's definitely a left there. Let's do that. Let's do that. Another place I could go. All right, let's stop there, and then we'll continue going back out towards St. Vrain. And then they probably plow the neighborhood that's across from it. I don't know if St. Vrain... I mean, we can go take a look and see. Kind of test it out, see how it is. I don't actually know what they would do for that, but there was kind of an open space across from it, if I remember correctly. And that was through neighborhoods and such. And I have a feeling that would probably be clear more so than anything else. Definitely worth a shot. But let's go back. Let's go this way. Nice and slow. Take our time. It's all just mud on the road. Whoop, lane's way over here. We'll just go in and around on these main roads. Actually, does this take... Oh. I can't tell if this continues or if it stops. I think it stops. I think this is a one-way situation here. And there's a giant truck over there, so let's just go this way and turn around here. Yeah, we'll go this way. Ooh. We'll go this way. Almost went to the left, but there's definitely a big trailer that someone's unloading right there. And it'll probably be easier to just go up this way. Actually, I think I can go around. Oh, you know what? I can come out there. That gets me back to the main road. How about that? Oh, that's what the trailer is. They're clearing things. Whoops. Sorry about that. But I was already going. I would have stopped for you, but I don't want to slam on my brakes in the snow. Alright, here we go. Now we're coming back out onto this, not the main road I was just on, but this side road here. Barefoot Lakes. Are there lakes over there? Are there Barefoot Lakes over there? Let's see. Go back out here, heading back towards the state park. But then we'll stop in on the way and see about... Yeah, this is all just mud. It's all mud on the road now. Past the light. We turned at the light. We'll continue going down. There's a bunch of... I think it was an entrance to the neighborhood, because that looks like a bunch of houses over there to the side. But then... there may be just a spot right there where they were like, here's where the road ends, where I could just pull over and look. Definitely worth a shot, and if there's nothing, then we'll just keep going. I mean, if I can't safely stop there, then I'll just keep on going. Yeah, right here. Past the yellow fences. Alright. You started going and then you stopped. So I'll go right along here. Yeah, right over there. Right over there where somebody's already been, where they've been plowing there. We can definitely take our time. Go right over there. Because there's a car right behind me, I'm just going to go down in this neighborhood and turn around there, basically. It's pretty houses. covered in snow. We'll just go down here. And turn. And go down here. Not so much paved here, plowed here, but that's okay. And then go down here. Very lovely. Very nice. This road has not been plowed at all, I don't think. But somebody's been through here. Thankfully, we're just taking our time, going nice and slow. Come to a stop here. And continue on. This has been plowed. Most definitely has been plowed here. And that puts us back. We just did a loop. Continue this way. Yeah, there's a stop here. And there's this. This is kind of big open field area, huh? Bridge is nice. I don't know if there's actual water going underneath it. Or right here. Yeah, they've been plowing here. Now, are they going to come along and plow again? I kind of doubt it. Kind of doubt it at this point in the day. But I'm pulled over to the side. Over here. Way over where people aren't going to be. And you can just kind of see this big open field. It's not... I could take a few steps over there to the side. You can't really see. Here, It is just kind of a big field right there, huh? What I think is cooler is across the street, but I can't get to that side of the road. I haven't seen anywhere where I could pull over there. Looking at that. I'll think about it for a minute. I'll think about it. Snow's still definitely coming down. I was hoping it might lighten up just a bit. I could get out and I could stand on the other side of that barrier and I could just get a shot of that. But there's really, without the sky, it's all kind of there and you get the grass and everything. And that stuff. Let's continue on. Let's go to the park. Well, let's go towards the park and see what I can see that way. If nothing else, I did stop. I looked a little bit. I got something. I broke out the camera. I realized I can't quite do what I was trying to do with the gimbal because of the Xbox controller. And I still found a nice little spot there that I could come back to when it's not actively snowing. The snow does provide a certain aesthetic. It's pretty. I like it. Wait for this one to go past. And make our way that way. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. Just kind of going along. Checking it out here. It's a nice big field. Like it definitely, there's nothing much to it. I'd prefer if there was like a tree in it or something. If I could just pull over right here, there's a group of trees and a collection right there. But I don't think that's just probably grass on the side of the road, and I probably can't just pull over right there because I want to. There definitely looks like there's some kind of road going through there, or a path, a trail of some kind off to the side, but that doesn't mean I can go there and I won't get in trouble for just driving wherever I feel like. All kinds of construction work going on here. But we continue. I do know this area a little bit. This is where I got off the highway. And then if I continue going to the other side of the highway, which is what my plan is. What the plan is. Just keep going. We shall see what we shall see. Maybe we will find something inspiring, some kind of landscape, somewhere I can go, where I can park, and I can get out and I can look around and I can see what's there and I can take my time and mess around with the gimbal a bit more. Just playing with it already, trying to adjust like the speed of it so it turns nice and fluidly. That's going to be a bit of a learning exercise of getting that, because when I've done it before, when I was hand holding it, it worked pretty well, but to match the speed of the 30 inches or so of the slider track, to have those two moving fluidly, so you get that. It also, when you have such a large, like the lake was fairly decently sized. If it weren't actively snowing, okay, so hold on, let's think about it. If it wasn't actively snowing, and it's supposed to snow for 2 days and then be sunny on Monday, if I come back out on Monday, I could get more shots with maybe a sky back. Because if there's a blue sky and then you got the white snow, that's pretty. That's a better shot. Better composition, better look to it. If it's just when it's snow on the ground and then the sky is fully gray, it's certainly a look, it's an aesthetic, but it's not quite what I'm looking for at this point. It can work, but not entirely the way I want. I'm already making plans thinking about Monday morning, coming back out. Depends on what the weather looks like. If it continues to snow this whole time and we truly get, another foot of snow or something like that, that would not be ideal. There's the QT. I stopped there before the last time when I came out and went to St. Vrain Park. All right, you've gotten over, so I assume you know what you're doing all the way over there, and I'm going to pass you here. Even though I've got trucks crossing the road, I'm not a fan of. Just take it. Yeah, they were turning nice and slow. All right, here we go. We'll just go right along here. No reason to make a fuss. Just take our time. Going right along. I know it's somewhere up here on the right. I don't have the maps pulled up today. I did not look, but been here once already, and I know it's up there on the right somewhere, and there are signs. It is marked, so we will look and see. We'll pull in and maybe take a peek and see if it's something we can drive around in. And if it looks like we're going to be stuck, I've been that. Whew, you talk about something like that back up at the mountain. There was a time where I was driving around and just kind of exploring. Was that it? Nope, that's closed. Visitor entrance, quarter mile ahead. Okay. Somebody went there, but not what we're looking for. We're looking to go up here a little bit more. It's that quarter of a mile, so it should be coming right up. Was it at the light? I think it was, because I see another sign of that brown color. Was it directly across? I don't think so. I think it was back one, maybe. Alright, St. Vrain State Park. Turn right here, right? Let's turn right. Well, let's go ahead and move on over and see what we can do here. Let's see. Somebody's been here. There's tracks in the snow. And it does look like this has been plowed a little bit. Oop. Take our time. Nice and slow over here. Okay. Well, this is doable. All right. At least so far. Was it just plowed here? Did they go all the way back? Is it not actually? I mean, it's definitely some tracks here. from some cars that are going. We'll just take our time and go through here and see what, yeah, look at the lake there on the side that you can't see. People out having a good time. Let's have us a good time. Do 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 do. Now we'll go along. I think there might even be some wildlife out. There might just be some wildlife out in this area. Might just. But we got the four-wheel drive on. Haven't had to do that in a while. Yeah, there was a spot back up the mountain when I was out driving around and kind of just looking, and the roads were clear. It wasn't actively snowing or anything, if I remember correctly. But I do remember just going along and being like, let's see what this is like, and driving out to a spot where I was like 2 feet of snow driving through, not plowed or anything. And I got on the road and realized my mistake. A side road that probably would be very much easily passable if you were not in a situation like that of what I was doing. Is they open? Are they going to want to check a pass? I don't have. I mean, I've got the state park thing as part of my license plate. That's interesting. I didn't think the last time I was here I didn't have to do anything like that. The signs there. Valid passes only. Camper check-in licenses, passes, and registrations. Valid passes only. I don't know which one. Valid passes only. I guess it's here as part of that then? I'm really not sure. Because mine's valid as part of the... Do not proceed until directed by attendant. Okay, well, I'm a little confused. She's waving. Is that because I need to stop, or am I good? I actually don't know. Okay, am I good? Okay, sorry. Okay, the whole thing. Okay. I assume that she didn't need to do anything because I got the state registration. You see, as part of that, last time I was here I explained this, I don't need to worry about it because it is part of my license plate. And I guess she can see that. She just waved me on like I didn't need to worry about it, and I was also very confused, and I think I looked very confused and started rolling down the wrong window, but she waved me and I made you saw. All right. Anyway, that was an awkward interaction. Cool. We'll just continue on. We will just continue on. The last time I was here so early there was not an attendant, and I didn't need to worry about it. But now I've been back, I did not consider that because it's the day after Thanksgiving. I feel bad that she's having to work, honestly, but I guess if it's a park with that stuff, they didn't like. I could see that being a much easier situation for the state park pass thing. I guess maybe she ran. Well, how does that work? By the time she saw me, she knew that like waving me on like I didn't need to worry about it because I have the I don't, my license plate doesn't have. Now let's see, the last time I was here, make sure I stop and continue on. There may very well be like a camera set up in order to see it, or she's got a pair of binoculars or something and looking at my front license plate and can just run that through and go, okay, don't worry about it. You can see that because they don't put like as part of the, here's where I parked the first time. And I could look out here. There's a lot of people camping, surprisingly. I guess that's why they have to be open. Because there's a lot of people camping. But when I came here last time, I know that I can get closer to the water with the water that was up at the other end. So we're going to head that way to see. But yeah, I don't, it's not a special plate. It's not a special tag. It's not anything. It's something you can opt out of. And it's nothing like, I don't think that it has any, oh, it's closed this time, huh? No parking anytime it's closed. Oh wait, is that where I went before? I think so. Yeah, it definitely was. So I can no longer go do what I was thinking about doing. So that changes that plan slightly. We're going to go and turn around then here. Yeah, back up at that other pond was where I was trying to get to, and that is closed. So we're not doing that. So we're just going to go around here and turn around and go back. All the people camping in the snow. Yeah, I think I can get a turnaround here without too much hassle. Well, you know what? Let's go here and turn around. How about that? Where I have a bit more room in between here where that rock is. And just back up a little bit and go. So yeah, I don't know what that is about, because I signed up for the state park pass. They have that as an added on, right? I think I talked about that last time I came here. That was something that I just, as part of my registration, pay a little extra, not the amount for a full state park pass, and then I get a year of a park pass for free, or not for free, but for cheaper. Doing that, yes, thank you, I appreciate that. I'll go ahead and go right on by here and go back to the parking lot that I can get to, since straight ahead is where I went last time I was here, and I went, oh, this is a much better place to come to if I go all the way and park there. But since that won't work, I am just going to go along. Yeah, that's got to be what happened, because it doesn't, what I'm trying to say here, I'm very flustered and all over the place. Plans are changing. We're just going to go park there and continue warming up, which is another reason why I decided to come here. Give me more time in the car, because it is kind of cold outside. Still says 19. All right. We can get some nice shots of this water here. Anyway, I chose to do the state park pass. My partner did not. And her license plate tag and everything is not, as far as I think, any different from mine. I don't think we got different colors or anything. Yeah, the parking lot's right here. Now, the parking lot's not going to be paved, but I think I'll be okay. Yeah. I've got traction still. I got here. I think it will be fine. There we go. Okay. So we're going to take that off here. I'm going to do that there. Put that on there. What an adventure we're on. Because I don't think the license plate is in it. The plate itself is not different. It doesn't say Park Pass or anything. I don't think the color of the renewal sticker was any different. So my only guess is that she was able to run the plate before I actually pulled up to there, and she already saw that everything was good and waved me through. Because I fully expected to have to roll down the window and go, I did the state park pass as part of my license, as part of my renewal, and explain it, but she works here, she knows that already, probably deals with that all the time with that stuff, and I have to imagine that they were able to, she got it done by that point, so she wasn't having to do it by then. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Snow is definitely less. It's not falling as thickly now. It is slightly lightened up. And so I'm going to get out. There's water right across there, and I'm going to go get some shots of the water. Water and in the snow. That's what we're doing today. That's what I found. Sure. All right, more water. That's the theme for today, I'm realizing. Water and snow. Snow lakes. Lakes and snow. I don't know what I'll call this. It's a good proof of concept. I did a bit more here. It's not as bad. I didn't get cold quite as long. Again, I forgot to look at how long I was actually out in the cold. It is cold. I'm not going to say it's not, but of course it is. But yeah, good playing around. Good learning the ins and outs of the gimbal a bit more than I've had experience with, and I haven't touched it in a while. Something I think I mentioned in the previous video where I was talking about this. This is a good proof of concept. What I really want is for the sky to turn blue. And that's not going to happen today. But it might happen on Monday. I might come back out on Monday and see what I can do. But I like that. I don't think this lens has the capability of it. But what would be really cool, what I really like is a shot where the camera is moving. And especially it's a nice pulling back. And at the same time, I'm zooming out, so you get a nice wide shot, so you get a pullback and the wide shot. That's a really nice shot to me. I really like doing that. I like the way it turns out. So I was doing that. I was playing around with the zoom lens, and then I put the wide angle on there, and I did that, and I just sat at the water and got some shots from there of the water with the snow falling. It's nice. It's difficult to get snow to show up on camera as much as it shows to your eye. I really noticed that. We'll see what it looks like. I don't think I've actively been out in the snow with a decent camera with a full-size lens and everything. Mostly it's just been my phone. It's really difficult to show snow on a phone, that's for sure. But I don't know how it'll come out. We'll see. Anyway, there's that. Realistically, I'm warming up now, back in the car warming up. Realistically, the best thing happens in threes. So I should pick a third spot. I should go somewhere else and do a third spot and get another shot. Something in 3. Because I've broken out the camera twice now. That should be what I do. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I've been out for 3 hours. I've been up for 7. I woke up at 3 a.m. and it's almost 10 a.m. So I've been out for a while. I've been up doing stuff, and I wouldn't mind heading back home. But a third spot. Maybe I can find a third spot. I don't know for sure about that. I could take a drive over towards the other place, I guess. That open area. I guess that's where I'm going to head now. I guess so. All right. If I'm going to do that, then I might as well. I'll warm up on the way. No reason for me to just sit and warm. Put you there. But this here, I don't think that's going to mess with the mic. And 4-wheel drive is on. Got that. Good to go. Okay. We'll just take our time, backing up nice and slow. Turn on this camera. That battery should be fine. I've been charging this one. Should get me going, especially if all I'm going to do is one more today. I think Monday would be a better day for this, for sure. I think coming back out on a Monday would be nice. The snow, theoretically, if the weather stays the way it's forecasted right now, the snow will stop by then. We'll have plenty of it. I think they called for a foot, 10 inches, something like that. So there'd be plenty of it, lots of snow on the ground. And then if it clears, that's the thing. What I'm really wanting right now, what I'm really imagining, is if the sky clears and we get blue sky and white ground, it'll be bright. It'll be very bright. But then if you could do that and the visibility is enough to the point where you could see the mountains, that would be fantastic. That would really be what I want there, is to see the mountain range in the background that you cannot see today. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. And if that's the case, then I'll come back out on Monday. But we'll see. And if not, maybe another time. I do want to do more landscape. I want to do everything, and I just don't have the energy or the time to commit to being able to do all of those things that I want to do. I want to be able to come out and see wildlife all the time, and I want to be able to see the the other stuff all the time, the wildlife, the nature, all of it. I want all of it. I'm not going to be able to see all of it, but I practice, right? This is good. I'm glad I got out of doing it. Even if nothing turns out, even if I look at all of it, I was like, man, what was I thinking? I need to practice more with the gimbal. I should have had the Xbox controller. That would give me better control over what it is I'm doing. If only I had this, if only I had that, You never know. Something like that. That may be. I may look at all that and go, well, this wasn't great. It's still practice. I'm still improving. I'm still doing. I wanted to get out. I wanted to do something. I wanted to improve. I wanted to see what it was, what it is, what it does. And I'm happy about it. I'm glad that I did. Glad I'm seeing something. I'd like to see, I'm trying to paint a picture, and that's the problem, is that I need to be able to recognize. That's really, like, I kind of talked about the inspiration factor of today, and what a good good landscape, a good, what I'm hoping for with the inspiration and the oh, there's a pelican. That may have been what the big bird was that I saw while I was out there. Maybe. Don't know. Being satisfied with the landscape that we have, finding the beauty in any landscape. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the subject and the interest that isn't there. And maybe if I don't like the yellow top, so that there's a river right there. Not the Colorado River. I'm pretty sure I called it the Colorado River at one point. It's not true. Colorado River, I have now learned, starts up where I used to live. Up in Grand County. The Rocky Mountains. That forest, the lakes that I was on, where I was the beginning of the Colorado River, and where it goes from there. And I knew it was the Colorado River because I could see it on the maps. And that's cool. But finding the beauty in any landscape, it doesn't have to be picture perfect. There are ones that are just simply breathtaking, something when you see it, and yet those are not going to happen constantly. They're not that often. If I remember correctly, it's not directly across. I need to turn left and then go down to the next one and turn there. I remember there being a fire station, and I don't think the fire station is directly across. I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, just being happy with what it is, finding a way to show it in a way that's interesting, being able to appreciate it for what it is, not what I wish it was or what it isn't, and then having a better time with it would be nice. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to teach myself that, because if I can get into that kind of a habit, right? If it can be something that I'm pleased with regardless, I just go, I can appreciate it for what it is and not wishing it was something different, right? I mean, it is still pretty. You get all this yellow. I don't know how much you can see. Well, you can see out the front. All the yellow of the whatever that is. It's not sagebrush, is it? No, I think it kind of actually could be. No, the sagebrush is a bit different, I think. I honestly don't know. I don't know that much about the foliage, unfortunately. I'm trying to learn more. I am. But I don't remember. But the yellow, and you get the snow with it. You're not going to get that forever. You're not going to be able to see all of it all the time. It makes for some colors, and then you get the red, like what we're looking at right here, right? Lights back here. We're going to sit and we're going to wait. Look what's ahead of us. I am more drawn to nature than I am unless I see a good pattern or something. So like directly in front of us, right out the front, there are these poles, telephone poles, power lines, things like that. They make a nice pattern as they go down with the lines in between them. That's nice. I could probably find something. It's not perfect as we're in an intersection and whatnot, but there's something here. You get the yellow from the foliage. There's a bit of red right there on that side. Is there anybody who's not going to be able to come to a stop as I cross this intersection? No. Here we go. Just take our time going through, turn onto here. We're going to need to move over a lane, and then I think we turn at that next light. Take our time. Take our time. That's how you do it in the snow. Nice open field. You know, but there's other things, like sitting there right at that stoplight. Was that the prettiest? No, because there's like a stoplight there, and you got the civilization. I like the nature more so than I like the man-made stuff specifically, but I can still find the nice parts of it. I still find reasons to enjoy it for what it is. Over, turn here. I remember the fire station. Some architecture is cool. I like some buildings, and I enjoy that. But if I can teach myself the skill, if I can learn to appreciate what it is and be happy with it, that's all that it really takes. That's kind of pretty there. If I can't get anywhere, okay, there's no parking all over there. I don't think they'll be cool with me parking at the fire station and hauling myself walking over there, and that's private property now, isn't it? Because there's a mailbox there. Yeah, big closed, no parking, no stuff. It's unfortunate. No parking. There was just some water right there. Well, I'm definitely drawn to water. Water as a feature is very nice. I understand it is not a through road, but if I go back here, thankfully it has been plowed. I've been here before. The last time I came out to St. Vrain, I drove across here. I came over this side. There was a little park area, an open space. No parking anytime, no parking anytime, no outlet. Yep. Neighborhoods. I went through the neighborhoods last time, but I don't have to do that. I come along here, and I think it's this turn here. It does not. Is this it? If it is, it's definitely not plowed. But yes, I think this is it. This is private property. What does it say here? I don't remember. Is this it? I think so. Yes, open space. Okay. Open from dawn to dusk. No vehicles like that. Oh, there's a large group of people there, isn't there? All right, well. All the neighborhood kids and everything have gone there. I don't really want to bust out the camera in front of a ton of people. Do all that. Yeah, they're playing in the snow and stuff. And I don't really know the trail, so I'm just going to turn around here. Thankfully, four-wheel drive, and the fact that it's not too bad. Pretty good. All right. I could stop there, but I don't really want to. And I also don't know what it's going to be like. That would have been a nice one for a third. I mean, I don't know. I don't know for sure that it would be ideal, but you know what? Considering a group of people is there, I'd rather not stop and deal with that. But I know this road ends. We'll just come around and turn around down here. Actually, what about this? Can I get on the other side of that building? I don't think I can. But I can turn around here like people have already done today. It's just a big open... What is that? No parking, private property. No parking, private property. Sure. Understood. There's a body of water there, for sure. I don't see it on the map necessarily, but there definitely is one. Definitely is one. Just out for a nice drive. Yeah, if I lived there in these houses, I'd come over to the open space and have snowball fights and play in the snow and walk through it and things like that. That would be cool. I don't actually know which. Maybe that was the open space. It looked like water there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the trail. Last time I was so tired with after walking all the way around St. Vrain so much that I was just done. And I drove over here to be like, cool, this is a spot for sure. But I did not actually get out of the car then either and like walk around, so I don't know for sure like what it's like exactly. I think that's gonna do it. I would have stopped there if there weren't people, probably. But I'm not really in the mood to deal with people. A camera and the whole thing. Oh, it's a lot. Then I'm tired. All the other things we talked about. Anyway, maybe that's it for today then. Maybe I'll keep driving around. Maybe if I see something, I see something. But I think for now, it's going to be done. I may just turn and go back and get on the highway and call it. I may not. But either way. Thanks for coming along today. It's Monday. And I didn't bring my lav mic. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of this. Plus we have very little to talk about because I haven't done much in the last 2 days. Played a lot of video games and had a good time. But I brought all the stuff back out because now we get blue sky and there's still snow all over the ground. And I've also learned, and I made sure to bring the phone that I forgot last time so I can control my gimbal with the Xbox controller. But I did learn that the service center, community, whatever, the building that I was sitting at when I first came out on Friday is also where the motor vehicle for this county is. So that's probably why people are going there. I can see that as people trying to get their car stuff taken care of. But anyway, that's where I've come back to. I can just show you a little bit of, here's this. I can already hear the highway off to the side, so I don't think this is an ideal spot for the audio part of it, but you can kind of see the mountains in the background, although there's a highway. So maybe I'll head in that direction, which is also the direction of the St. Vrain State Park. So I might be going there. But first, that tree was one of the 2 trees that I was looking at. And there is the other tree. And we're starting here. There we go. I forgot you guys in the car, but that's okay. Because it was cold anyway. There comes the heat. Yeah, talking about cold. Okay, it's warmed up. It's warmed up by 1 degree sitting in the sun. Instead of single digits, now it's 10 degrees. But I sat out there for quite a while. It's been about an hour. I just sat out in the snow and did a couple did shots. Definitely works better with the Xbox controller. Surprise. Some shots of the trees, the water, the mountains in the background. The highway's definitely louder today now that the road is clear. Everybody's driving faster again. But that was cool. Yeah. And to be honest with you, I'm cold. I'm tired. I did what I wanted to do. I did more of the one tree that I did the other day, and then I actually walked over and got the other tree, the bigger tree, and played around with that, and really just got some good practice in with the gimbal camera combo slider. Gimbal slider camera combo. There we go. I have learned they make, and I really would like to get one, but it's $300 and only available from overseas manufacturers. So I'd have to pay even more to get it here, and it'd be cool though. Basically, they make a different slider track that has a head to it where you attach, instead of it being completely vertical, yeah, I'm zoomed out as far as I can on this camera, instead of taking the handheld gimbal handle that is also the battery and just screwing it on and putting it on there, and then the whole thing is vertical, you can get it a little bit lower, which is what I want, by taking that, putting in this new slider track that has a mount for the battery to go into the side, and then the whole gimbal head goes on top and it gets a little bit lower. I would really, and it's motorized. That's the whole thing, is that then the track is motorized as well. So if I really start going into landscape stuff more, which I do see in the future, because as I talked about, it's kind of half of the whole video. You need to be able to show the environment that the wildlife is in. I might do both. I might have to purchase something like that at some point in time. But for now, one hand works. I wish I could put a little handle on it, but I haven't figured out a good way to put a handle without adding a good chunk of height by putting an entire tripod head on there, which is where you attach a handle to. I thought maybe I could just screw a handle into it, but I don't have a cheese plate. I don't have a whole thing. Anyway, a good time, fun. I'm cold. I'm going to go home and warm up.